Ahoy hoy all, Hank Buffington here, and today I've got a news video for everyone's favourite 2016 controversy, No Man's Sky. Now I won't get into the history of the game, we all know what happened. It was released with promised content missing, the biggest being multiplayer, uh, drew a lot of criticism for this, and yeah, it pretty much bombed. But since then, Happy Games has shown their commitment, and I think back in, was it November, they released their first big update, the 1.1 Foundation update, which added base building, the freighter system, new difficulty levels, that kind of thing. And today we now have the 1.2 update, which is known as the Pathfinder update. I'm sure that's got nothing to do with Mass Effect Andromeda, but that's what it's called. So, to get into it, we have probably the most prominent feature of the patch, the new exocrafts, which are new pilotable ground vehicles we can use to explore the planets. They come in three different flavors. So we've got the Nomad, which is a smaller, fast, agile hover vehicle we can use to get over water, which will be helpful on the water planets. Next up, we have the Roma, which is an all-rounder, all-terrain, I guess, to compare it to Mass Effect again, a lot like the Mako. And last but not least, we have the much larger Colossus, which is more of a cargo vehicle. It can be used to mine resources, that kind of thing. These vehicles can all be equipped with a variety of tools, including weapons, jump jets, long-range scanners, boosters, and mining tools. And along with this is the ability to create time trial races, which can then be shared with other people online. So you can set up little competitions with others with, yeah, races, which is pretty cool. Now the exocrafts are a feature that was data mined back in 1.1, so that is something that was definitely in the works. So it's glad to see that's actually arrived. And yeah, it's going to be good to explore the planets in a different perspective. Next up, we have online base sharing. So to build on 1.1, we'll be able to see other people's bases. Now that's either going to be through random base spawns on planets or with Steam Workshop integration. So people can upload their bases and share it through the Steam Workshop. You can download them and check them out. Next up, we have a new difficulty mode, the permadeath mode, which is a extended mode, I guess, on survival. Pretty much exactly what the title says. It's permadeath. So if you die, that's it. You have to start all over again. So that's for the masochists of us who, like to experience all that pain. So yeah, that's one feature to look forward to. So now we get into one of the features that was originally promised to be in the game on release, and that is the ship and multi-tool classes or specializations. Now ships are classed based on their roles in combat, cargo and trade or exploration, while weapon classes will focus on better mining, combat or scanning. These different classes will differ with abilities and design. So, for example, the cargo ships, or the haulers as they're called in game, will have an increased cargo space and appear much bulkier than, let's say, the fighters. Multi-tools will follow similar patterns, so the pistols, which for some reason are better at mining, are gonna be different from the rifles, which are better at combat. Each vehicle and multi-tool will also now have a rating system from S, A, B, or C. And I'm guessing this will change the rarity of the multi-tool or vehicle, or govern how many different abilities or I guess upgrades you can equip on it. So I've got a problem with my copy, so I can't go in game and check out right now, unfortunately. And yeah, while we're on the topic of ships, we can also now use the freighters to store multiple ships. So for those of us who like having a garage show off, we can do that now, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have more features for base building, and that's over 40 new base building parts, including lights, stairs, observation domes, furnishings, and more. We also have more aesthetic options, so we can now give our bases wooden, stone, or metal finishings, and dozens of new decals, with more being earned as you visit other players. So we've got a whole lot of new options to really customize and make our bases our own. To help us with these new bases, we also have new traders where we can spend a new currency, the nanite clusters. These clusters will buy us blueprints for multi-tools, ships, exosuits, etc., and give us more base building items. The faction system will play a big part in this, as only the best items will be on offer to those who have the highest faction rating with a specific race. So that's our first step into really beefing up the faction system in this game. Now, to end the video, I'll just go through some smaller features that are of note. The first one is the PS4 Pro support, which will give us 4K on, obviously, on monitors or TVs that support it, as well as a number of graphical improvements, which will include high and ultra resolution textures, better ambient lighting and ambient occlusion, improved post-processing with different filters, and a HDR mode for compatible televisions. This will be perfect for those willing to try the new photo mode. Now, this is a new mode that's been added, very similar to the photo mode in Horizon Zero Dawn, if you've been playing that. We can take photos of anywhere, we can set the time of day, add filters, change the fog and cloud density, change camera angle, pretty much all that good stuff that budding photographers like to do in these games. There's been a number of improvements to the UI. There's changes to the discovery menu. We're now able to skip journey milestone bars. NPC text is faster, and now that can be skipped, which is great. That was always something that bugged me about talking to people. We've got a new mission log, and then we can track multiple missions. Atmospheric low flight has been adjusted and improved. Ships, weapons, vehicles, freighters, and bases can now be renamed, and we have a new handful of mods for weapons and ships. All in all, this patch is pretty impressive. It's hefty, it's like 1.1, adds a lot of new stuff. There's a lot here, such as the ship specialization and the faction-specific trading, which was originally promised in the base game. And while this update, just like 1.1, won't bring back those who have given up on the game, it's definitely a feast for people who still play or are still willing to give it a chance. So yeah, while it's understandably argued that many of these features should have been in the game on release, there's no denying, looking at this 1.2 patch and the previous 1.1, at how hard Happy Games are trying to turn this title around. While personally I don't see the game ever fully recovering from the notoriety it earned, with updates like this, there's no denying it will be a much better experience than the husk of a title it was on release. And that's the end of that chapter. So, I hope this has been good news for anyone who has any interest still in No Man's Sky. I don't know when the next update is, we never know, maybe there'll be some more data mined information from this patch, we'll see. Anywho, I'm definitely gonna sort out this issue I have with my copy, get it working, and delve in and see what kind of fun I can get into. I will leave a link to the actual patch notes on the Hello Games website, so you can have a look in detail at everything and what to expect. And if you like this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, sharing is caring, and I will catch all of y'all later. Ciao.